From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. Hope you've had an awesome start to the work week. And folks, it is not very active in terms of our weather, at least for this time of the year. We're in this stagnant pattern that's leading to areas of dense fog, reductions in air quality, and we're going to continue to be dry for the foreseeable future. And our high temperatures noticeably cooler for today, and they'll stay around average over the next 7 days. Love this shot right now in Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimart. Those low-lying clouds, and it just looks, I said it before the break, but it just kind of looks like a spaceship that is invading over the valley right now. So very thick fog in the Kittitas Valley, obviously trying to get into the Yakima Valley, trying to get into the basin and into the Bluefoot Hills as well. We'll track this all the route this morning. And a lot of that would be freezing fog, as many of us are below that freezing threshold of 32 degrees. You'll have to bundle up to some extent this morning as you're headed out the front door. Your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Yakima Valley should end up being a mostly sunny day. Highs will still be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, but cooler in comparison to yesterday. I'll tell you more about the fog and the reductions in air quality coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up, locals saying they feel blindsided. Lawmakers calling for change after the announcement of a group home in Kennewick that'll house registered sex offenders. We're going to explain why police are saying their hands are tied.
And Governor Bob Ferguson gave his State of the State address just yesterday. He discussed many topics like the housing crisis and also addressed the federal ICE agents entering Washington. We have what he says his top priorities are.
Also ahead, U.S. Americans are at the top of the global list when it comes to seeking dual citizenship. We have the reasons why many Americans are searching for that second passport. That and more, all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, January 14th, and as always, a lot to get to on this Wednesday.
That's right, and we do want to start off with developing news as a controversial group home is set to open in Kennewick, and it's a place for registered sex offenders.
Yeah, it's igniting anger, fear, and even calls for change at the state level, as just last night, neighbors saying they were blindsided. Lawmakers saying that the law is broken, and police say their hands are tied. Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed has more.
A quiet Kennewick neighborhood is now at the center of a growing controversy. A less restrictive alternative facility, a group home for level 3 registered sex offenders along with designated sexually violent predators, is scheduled to open here at 5304 West 8th Avenue.
I live at the end of Harrison Street, just around the corner from this house.
Edison Elementary is 0.5 miles away, just a 2-minute drive or 10-minute walk. Legacy High School is 0.6 miles away. Closer still, a church.
By law, you can't have a bus stop, you can't have schools, daycares within 500 feet of the residence.
Should parents of those children that walk down Edison be worried?
I think anytime a risk to public safety is injected into the community, there should be concern. That is why we're heavily involved in this from the onset. We want to have a partnership with Joe. Instead of putting up a wall, how do we ensure there's good communication?
Neighbors say they received no warning up until now and fear what this could mean for their families.
I was just astonished. I've lived here over 20 years now. I've raised my family in this neighborhood. There are children living literally next door to this house, across the street, and every house down this street has either children or grandchildren every day of the week here. There is a school right around the corner. Edison Elementary, I cannot believe, is right around the corner, and they think that this is okay.
They are the worst of the worst, and they think putting them in the center of a residential neighborhood near schools, near churches, okay, that's a great idea. The worst people who are most likely to recommit are going to be placed right in the center of town. I think they need, an elsewhere spot like outskirts of town. I think that's great for them.
We don't have a choice.
I spoke one-on-one with Kennewick Police Chief Chris Guerrero, who says while the concerns are understandable, the city has limited authority under state law.
The less restrictive alternative housing for sexually violent predators, this is the first home like this that has opened in Kennewick and, to my knowledge, in Benton County.
District 8 lawmakers agree neighbors were left out and say the law needs to change.
This is something that is out of our control. There is already legislation, there's court rulings that allow this to happen. There is a process that somebody has to go through to be allowed to be released to a less restrictive alternative to McNeil Island.
In a joint statement, Representatives April Connors and Stephanie Barner and Senator Matt Banky say families have every right to be deeply concerned and that current state law is not working for Washington communities. They are now calling for stronger notification requirements and expanded local authority.
They have to be afforded mental health treatment opportunities. They have to be provided all of the same services, availability for those services. Some people will ask, well, why wasn't this home put in the middle of nowhere, right? They have to be afforded the opportunity to have easy access to those services.
The home will be operated by Joe Field, who has run a similar facility in Walla Walla since 2017. According to police, there have been no reported issues there.
He has had no violations. There's been no concerns. In fact, when we first met, he provided references from the chief of police from the city of Walla Walla. They have not had any problems there.
Field says he is following state law, telling us, quote, if people look up Senate Bill 2163 from 2021, it states if your county sends 5 guys to civil commitment, then you have to take that amount back when they release, end quote.
Most of them have an ankle monitor. If they leave the property, it's monitored 24/7. If they leave that property, Department of Corrections is notified. They cannot leave the property without somebody, an escort, a chaperone with them to all of their appointments. Mr. Field is putting in numerous cameras within the residence that are monitored.
Neighbors I spoke with, though, say that's not enough and aren't backing down.
I believe that we as a community need to come together. We're going to be posting flyers because this is ridiculous.
I would expect, heavy police presence right on this corner right here. How about a little station right next door? How about that?
And now officials say a total of about 4 or 5 people will be living in that home. Tomorrow, we're going to be hearing from Joe Fields at his existing facility in Walla Walla. He'll have more information on how it operates and what safeguards he has in place.
Also, a town hall meeting is being planned at a later date where residents can ask questions directly, so we'll let you know once that date is set. 6:07, and turning to Washington legislature news now, Governor Bob Ferguson delivered his State of the State address in Olympia just yesterday. The governor emphasized the need for improvements all across the state, proposing what he called a historic investment to address the housing crisis. He called for a supplemental budget investment of nearly $245 million, and this is to protect thousands of affordable housing units across the state. He says he wants to make it easier for first-time home buyers to enter the market and accelerate the process in building a home. Governor Ferguson also took time to discuss what he called horrific challenges the state is facing as federal immigration officers continue to enter the state. He also went on to say the videos of ICE officers taking loved ones away from families must end.
But we cannot ignore the external challenges that create division and cost to our state, our families, and our communities. We need to be direct about what is happening in our country and our state with ICE. It's horrific, it's unjust, and it needs to stop now.
The governor says he's also dedicated to making a difference, especially in areas where the state can do better. He says getting back to basics by investing in infrastructure and making the state's tax system more fair are top priorities. He wants the legislature to support him in making the largest investment in maintenance and preservation in more than 2 decades throughout the state. And stay with us right here on Good Morning Northwest, as we'll have local reactions to this story later this week.
6:08, and continuing coverage in Sunnyside now as city officials as City Council rather, is officially in the hiring freeze with exceptions of certain positions. Now, council members passed the resolution for the first quarter of the fiscal year. There are some specific exceptions and authorization to refill existing positions that are currently filled and become vacant during the freeze period. But that isn't the only thing exempt from the hiring freeze.
Following positions are exempt from the hiring freeze and may be filled as deemed necessary by the city manager. That would be the animal control officer is not subject to the hiring freeze. The code enforcement officer is not subject to the hiring freeze.
And they tell us on March 23rd, the City Council will then relook at the hiring freeze at their council meeting then.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we're learning that more Americans are seeking dual citizenship. As of the last few years, that is, and there are many reasons for this. We'll go over those coming up in your consumer news after the break.
And giving you a live look outside this morning, kind of eerie. This one's from our
spaceship looking.
No, by Mark Cameron Yakima.
It's my spaceship noise.
I like it. Chief Meteorologist Josh Culver is going to be back with your first alert forecast after the break.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
A new year comes with new goals and smarter choices. Enjoy a new vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet while staying on budget with payments as low as $16 per day. Or choose a wide range of McCurley certified vehicles. All makes and models carefully inspected, and our certification is included in the price you see. This year, stay on track financially and drive something you truly love. Thinking about saving? Think McCurley Chevrolet.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to find ourselves in this foggy pattern, and this pattern that has featured some reductions in air quality as well. Earlier this morning, we were seeing reductions in air quality as bad as unhealthy for sensitive groups and unhealthy. So we're seeing orange and red on the map. It looks like that is dissipated for now, but if that happens again, I'll be the first to let you know. Okay, that air stagnation advisory is still in place through 10 in the morning on Friday for lower elevations. I would not be too shocked if they extended this into Saturday or Sunday. And again, what this means is that we can see reductions in air quality because our atmosphere is just pretty static. The air is not moving. All that yucky stuff, think exhaust and smog, things of that nature, get stuck in lower elevations. And so if you have a pre-existing respiratory illness, consult your physician's advice. Outdoor burning is highly recommended against. You can find all these little bits of information information listed online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. The fog aspect of this is that, well, it's still pretty thick in the Kittitas Valley. It is trying to eke its way over the Yakima Valley as well. And then we're also seeing some spotty areas of fog in the lower Columbia Basin in both Benton, Franklin, and Walla Walla counties as well. We're thinking the Kittitas Valley probably going to be socked in with fog all day. If yesterday was any indication, at the very least, it's going to be an overcast day. Outside of the Kittitas Valley, most of the fog probably going to lift by 10 a.m. Then for tonight, more thick fog, pretty persistent in the Kittitas Valley. And then tomorrow's forecast is looking pretty similar to what we're expecting for today. And a part of this whole operation is that precip chance is going to be pretty limited over the next 7 days. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. 6:14. And in consumer news this morning, traveling from country to country without restrictions, shorter lines at the border, or maybe reconnecting with family roots are just some of the reasons for people seeking dual citizenship.
In the last several years, Americans are among the top globally of people searching for a second passport. Ivan Rodriguez has more on this story.
For as long as migration has existed, many immigrants who naturalize in a new country have wanted to retain their citizenship of origin. In recent decades, the wealthy have also embraced dual citizenship as a way to expand global mobility.
What we've seen over the last probably 4 or 5 years especially is a significant increase in demand from more developed nations. So the US is the clear sort of leader in that regard.
Dominic Volek is group head of private clients for Henley & Partners, which assists high net worth individuals in attaining dual citizenship around the globe. Last year, they assisted clients of 91 nationalities, but Americans were top of the list. A November Gallup poll found that 1 in 5 Americans would like to emigrate, including 40% of women aged 15 to 44, a 400% increase on a similar poll taken in 2014.
We had a few, interesting political cycles, and so both sides of the political spectrum had concerns on the other and vice versa, and so they were looking to build in that optionality.
Professor Peter Spiro with Temple University says, in a way, gaining dual citizenship can serve as an insurance policy.
Even if you're never going to use it, just knowing that you've got that other passport in the drawer results in a kind of peace of mind.
And other than application fees, experts say there's little downside to obtaining dual citizenship, especially if it's through descent.
Most countries, there are very few obligations of citizenship that apply if you're living outside of the country.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colbreth is back with how your weather is looking. That's all coming up in that full First Alert weather forecast in just a few minutes.
What's so great about the January sell-off at Furniture Row? Everything is on sale with savings up to 50%. Save on every bedroom, dining set, sofa, and mattress. Or get 60 months, no interest. The January sell-off, on now at Furniture Row.
The outdoors come indoors at the 32nd Annual Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Hapo Center in Pasco. See the live reptiles at the Brad's World Reptile Exhibit. Check out the hourly hunting and fishing seminars. Kids can fish at Lunker Lake. See the trophies of the Northwest Big Game Display. 2 buildings full of exhibitors, boats, RVs, pickups, ATVs, and more. It's the Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 23rd through 25th in Pasco. Don't miss it.
Okay, bye.
I met a cute poodle outside.
Oh, really?
She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free. That can't be true.
Sure it is. When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free.
Free?
Yeah. You don't pay us a penny unless we win for you.
That's doggone crazy.
Hello? Yeah, sure. That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home.
I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
we're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We are here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
At
Denver Mattress, we're all about that sleep life.
And during the January sell-off, everything is on sale. Save $150 off our Doctor's Choice hybrid lineup or get 60 months no interest and free shipping.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my!
Seattle Kraken Hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Next live, all will be revealed.
How intriguing.
From the Traders, Alan Cumming, plus Kim Fields from the Upshaws.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Alan Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast is going to be bone dry, unbelievably dry for the next 7 days, at least for this time of the year in this part of the country. And here's why. We've got these high pressure systems that are working together in tandem, and these are shielding the western half of the United States from seeing any active weather, at least the Pacific Rim. So this sort of acts as a shield. It's sending these storm systems up and around us, and it's making us very dry, abnormally dry for this time of the year. So you can track all the weather that's really not happening right now, but you can track it when the weather eventually begins to pick back up by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. And hey, you can see hour by hour temperatures, and that would definitely come in handy for today, given that we are cooler in opposition to yesterday. Okay, here are the precip chances over the next 7 days in the Yakima Valley. A whole lot of nothing, which is, I just have to say it one more time, it is not normal for this time of the year. Something else that was kind of abnormal, at least earlier this week, we were way above average for this time of the year by about 15 to 20 degrees. I think we got into the mid-60s in Pendleton, in Walla Walla, and in the lower Columbia Basin. But we will be noticeably cooler for today. But that being said, still about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for mid-January in the Yakima Valley. You can see we'll gradually cool it down as we head into the weekend. No one day is going to have any significant change, but gradually cooling things off to more seasonal stuff as we get into the weekend. Normal for this time of the year in Yakima is a high temperature of 40 degrees. And those low temperatures also gradually cooling off as we head into the weekend, maybe a little bit warmer by the beginning of next week, but still no real ebbs or flows when it comes to this. Okay, here is 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 40s through Friday, then dropping into the upper 30s Saturday through Tuesday. In Yakima, mostly sunny with highs staying in the 40s. Can't rule out mornings of patchy fog. In Ellensburg, this is where fog has been the most persistent this week, and we're expecting that to continue. In Hermiston, highs in the 40s for the next few days, but dropping into the upper 30s Saturday and beyond. And finally, for Walla Walla, our unusually dry weather continues for the next week. We'll see if fog develops as this pattern continues. Now you're taking a live look at Pasco, this view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Saddle up for frozen fortunes at Legends Casino Hotel. We're turning this winter wonderland into a winning wonderland with cash drawings every Thursday, where you could take home up to $10,000. But hold your horses, because the nights are heating up. On January 29th at 9 p.m., we're giving away a blazing $26,000. Just use your Legends Rewards card to earn entries. Don't let your luck freeze over. Break the ice and win big at Legends Casino Hotel, because fun is how we roll.
New year, new priorities, real value. Real value means more than what you pay today. It's what your vehicle gives you every day after. At McCurley Subaru, new Subaru vehicles are built with purpose. Standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety technology, and legendary reliability designed for the long haul. And if certified is the right fit, Certified Pre-Owned delivers trusted value too. This year, choose smart value. Think McCurley Subaru.
Next live, all will be revealed.
How intriguing.
From the Traders, Alan Cumming, plus Kim Fields from the Upshaws.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
From our family at Bruce Heating and Air, New Year's isn't just a day, it's a moment of magic, reflection, and hope. Another year to bring comfort and care to the community we cherish most.
When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Welcome back. In entertainment news this morning, country music legend Dolly Parton will be missing her own birthday party, a milestone birthday bash at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, the singer announcing on social media that she will not be in attendance for the celebration that is set for January 17th.
Yeah, in a video message, Parton said some of her favorite memories took place at the Grand Ole Opry, and she wishes she could be there in person.
The announcement comes a few months after Parton postponed a series of Las Vegas concerts, citing health challenges.
She turns 80 years young on Monday, January 19th.
And she looks great.
National treasure. All right, speaking of music, Amazon is planning to have its virtual assistant Alexa do more than just play music.
That's right. Amazon is upgrading its Alexa Plus to now remember more things about you.
At the annual Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Amazon executives said they're hoping the new Alexa, which was launched just last year, will have a better memory.
They're hoping Alexa will remember things that you like your favorite restaurant. And then with that, it could also offer to book you a reservation.
Alexa.com just launched last week, and those who sign up for early access to Alexa Plus can chat with Alexa on the website.
And they can continue those conversations on other devices like the Amazon Echo and the Alexa app.
I think they know enough.
Yeah, but
Yes.
that would be really neat if they can just make a reservation for you.
True.
Because then you have to look, I don't know.
But I'm sure they could do that already, right?
Can't?
I mean, I don't know.
Someone try it and let us know, right now.
Yeah.
Ask your Alexa, because we don't
Ask your
have one
Alexa. All right, still ahead here. Voters in Walla Walla soon will be deciding whether they want to expand and improve their city parks, but doing so would create a new taxing district. We hear directly from the Parks and Rec director on what this could mean for locals. All the details coming up in your 6:30 half hour.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
These other guys don't have protein like me. Up to 35 grams in my protein bowls, or try my 2 for $6 Jack Wraps. If I'm saying something that's not true, do something about it. Try my protein bowls and Jack Wraps.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
A new year comes with new goals and smarter choices. Enjoy a new vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet while staying on budget with payments as low as $16 per day. Or choose a wide range of McCurley certified vehicles. All makes and models carefully inspected, and our certification is included in the price you see. This year, stay on track financially and drive something you truly love. Thinking about saving? Think McCurley Chevrolet.
You know what's great about the January sell-off at Furniture Row? Everything is on sale with savings up to 50%. Shop and save on every bedroom group, every dining set, every sofa, every mattress, Every single thing in the store is priced to go, from the lamps to the rugs and even the pillows. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Or make your cash go further with 60 months no-interest financing. The January sell-off, on now at Furniture Row.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 91% of patients wish they'd started Botox sooner. Ask your doctor today. If eligible, you may pay $0.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica DeLal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
It's National Dress Up Your Pet Day. And I feel like dogs kind of, well, my dog would kind of do this, but then my cat's like, you know, just
hard pass
rolling
for the
around
cat.
until it's off. Yeah, completely.
But it's funny when you put clothes or costumes on animals and they start to like walk kind of funny.
Yeah, they're like,
they do
what
like
is
a funny
happening?
little, yeah. Do you ever dress up your animals?
Well, my cat, I think it would be mutiny if I put anything on my cat.
Yeah,
but my dog growing up, she would be in a Halloween costume for like maybe a week. She would get mad when we would take it off. She would
that's funny.
get attached to it.
Oh, my dog did like a raincoat, like when it was rainy.
Oh,
yeah.
bougie.
Like that, yeah, that was the only time.
Like,
okay,
I will
well, it's
not
raining,
without my
I know,
raincoat.
spoiled.
Did you ever put the little...
No,
They're
but
called
those are
boaties?
cute. Yeah,
little rainbows.
those are super cute.
Yes.
I wish.
Oh, we're not
We
going to
don't
need those, though.
Yeah, because weather's not
It's going to be
active.
pretty dry.
Not at all. It can be paw on pavement.
Dry
kind of weather.
January, different
Yes.
meaning.
Let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. We're staying in this stagnant pattern, so we have patchy areas of fog. It's definitely not patchy in the Kittitas Valley, and some reductions in air quality. And like they were just saying, dry January, a whole new meaning for this week. And it is going to be cooler for today, noticeably cooler as opposed to yesterday. Pretty normal stuff for this time of the year, at least when it comes to the temperatures. Right now, you're taking a live look at the very foggy scene in Ellensburg, the rodeo grounds here. This is our Central Washington Outdoor.com cam. And the fog, yeah, very thick right now in the Kittitas Valley over on Tannum Ridge. Just trying to get into the Yakima Valley. We have some patchy areas of it around the Tri-Cities and in more rural portions of Walla Walla County. So here's your fog forecast for this Wednesday. We're thinking the Kittitas Valley probably going to be socked in with fog and clouds all throughout the day, at least if yesterday was any indication. More fog tonight for the Kittitas Valley. And then for tomorrow, we're thinking the bulk of it will once again be around Ellensburg, but we can't rule out some patchy areas of it for the rest of us. Okay, that was the fog aspect of things. Also, we have some reductions in air quality that I'll talk about coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Starting your half hour of news in Yakima this morning, where fire crews responded to a house fire. This one on the 7300 block of Inglewood Hill Place. Take a look. Photos coming into the newsroom. Crews were able to keep the fire contained to the garage. Everyone inside that home was able to get out safely. No injuries reported. Firefighters asking people to avoid the area, though, throughout yesterday afternoon. Everything back open now this morning, but still under investigation, trying to figure out just how that fire started.
Taking you now to a facility just outside of Pasco where some workers were taken to the hospital after reports of a gas leak. The call for help came in around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Workers at the former RailX rail hub reported suddenly not feeling well and lightheaded. The building was evacuated. Fire crews were able to find the leak, which was possible carbon monoxide. They were able to ventilate that building. Authorities say some people were taken to the hospital to get assessed.
633 now to Local Living, a Pasco nonprofit that supports women rebuilding their lives, is now expanding by turning its original downtown space into a coffee shop. Grace Collective has operated out of its 2nd Avenue location for 5 years. It's provided a safe, structured job training program for women who are coming out of jail, off the streets, escaping trafficking and abuse. And as demand for services has grown, the nonprofit has outgrown the space. A donor recently stepped in to purchase a 2nd building debt-free, allowing Grace Collective to move its production and outreach services into the new facility. That move clears the way for the original building to become the Grace Cafe and Coffee Shop, creating additional job training opportunities and employment for women in the program while keeping a community-focused presence in downtown Pasco.
It's an incredible gift that we've received to now own 2 buildings debt-free, so we can continue to do this work with women who need it so much.
The new production space is expected to open this spring. The Grace Cafe will open soon after.
In Walla Walla now, voters will soon decide whether they want to create a new taxing district, which is aimed at expanding and improving parks across the city. So city leaders are proposing the creation of a metropolitan park district, a dedicated funding mechanism designed to support long-term park and recreation projects. And these are ones that can't be covered by the city's general fund alone. Over the past year, a 21-member citizen committee reviewed more than 30 community-requested park projects, and they narrowed them down to the top 9 priorities. The proposed plan includes expanded trail systems, improvements to Pioneer Park, additional sports fields at Mill Creek Sportsplex, upgrades at Martin Field, and the possibility of a seasonal outdoor ice rink. Now, if approved, the district would be funded through a property tax levy of 75 cents per $1,000 of assessed value. That's about $25 a month for a $400,000 home, generating an estimated $3.4 million annually, and that's to fund projects over the next decade.
The number one thing people say they want across the park system is the build out of more trails. So our plan calls for a development of a trails plan across the city, and then the build out of those trails over a period of time.
And this levy will appear on the February ballot, with voters ultimately deciding whether to move this plan forward. And keep it here, because coming up next, we have more statewide news as a litter of puppies were saved after they were found unresponsive due to fentanyl. The details is coming up after the break, and also another look at your forecast.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
I'm a real wild one.
Some days are the fun days. The days you get to go wild. Which makes the Ford Ranger perfect for you. Made to haul, made for the trail, and made for any wild idea you've got. Get a wild deal on a Ranger today. Lease a 2025 Ford Ranger Super Crew 4x4 for just $279 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow. And Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
The 4-day holiday sale is on now at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores as they celebrate with big discounts store-wide on new looks for the new year and the best selection of bedroom, dining room, comfortable and modular sectionals.
And today through this Monday, you can save up to 40% off store-wide or take advantage of no-interest financing until 2031.
So you can get that home theater sofa you've been wanting and pay over time.
Today through Monday at Walker's.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my!
Seattle Kraken Hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Next live, all will be revealed.
How intriguing.
From the Traders, Alan Cumming, plus Kim Fields from the Upshaws.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We find ourselves in this foggy and stagnant pattern through 10 in the morning on Friday at least, but I would not be surprised if that continues on into the weekend. Air quality was a lot worse earlier this morning, especially around Sunnyside. We were seeing air quality that was unhealthy for sensitive groups and just straight up unhealthy. We're not seeing that for now, but the air stagnation advisory continues through 10 in the morning on Friday for lower elevations. And again, wouldn't be too shocked if that was at least extended another couple days. So the lack of moving air, the lack of winds, just our atmosphere being very static, that can lead to reductions in air quality. If you have a pre-existing respiratory illness, you should listen to your physician's advice. And outdoor burning, highly recommended against. You can read about all of these tips online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Here's your day planner forecast for this Wednesday in Yakima. Should be mostly sunny. We'll see what ends up happening with the fog in the Kittitas Valley if it spills over into the Yakima Valley. But we're thinking mostly sunny skies for today and definitely noticeably colder as opposed to yesterday. So for today in the Cascades, we'll have highs in the 40s. Same thing in the Kittitas Valley, where we're probably going to be socked in with fog for most of the day. And then in the Yakima Valley, we're thinking mostly sunny skies, highs in the mid to upper 40s. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, kind of the same thing that we should experience in the Yakima Valley. In the Blue Foothills, highs getting up into the 40s and 50s. We're expecting lots of sunshine, and the same thing for the Blues, where we'll have those subtle gusts out of the south, anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour. Precip chance is going to stay very limited over the next 7 days. We'll talk about that and why it's happening like that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We turn now to statewide news where 6 puppies were rescued from a potentially deadly situation.
Officials in Gold Bar say the animals were found unresponsive due to fentanyl. Madison Wade has the story.
You wouldn't know it by looking at these puppies.
You were a feisty one.
That a little more than 24 hours ago, their lives were hanging on by a thread.
All unconscious, not moving at all, not making a peep.
On Sunday in Gold Bar, 2 people started banging on the Station 54 door to help 3 puppies that were unresponsive.
We figured that it was most likely due to some type of overdose.
The firefighters on scene immediately gave the little puppies Narcan nasal spray.
After about three doses, they all stayed awake and started jumping around and playing and having a good time in the firehouse.
All right, this guy right here, guys. This is Suboxone.
But the rescue was far from over. The sheriff's office responded to the home where the puppies came from and found 3 more needing immediate medical care.
We just had to keep giving them oxygen until that Narcan kicked in.
Sky Valley Fire has Narcan in every medical kit.
So we can either give this as a shot in an IV or this little device will allow us to put it in the nasal passage.
That instinctual knowledge to use Narcan saved these puppies, who are all now in the care of the Everett Animal Shelter. And on Monday, the firefighters paid the puppies a visit.
Oh, it was awesome. They were so happy and playing and jumping around and playing with toys.
An incredible outcome for these small siblings, saved from a scary situation.
And the Everett Animal Shelter says it is focused on the dog's health.
They say that they'll, of course, let the public know when those puppies are ready to be placed up for adoption.
And keep it here, because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back with your full First Alert weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break.
Trump conservative Amanda McKinney knows how to deliver for Central Washington. As Yakima County Commissioner, McKinney fought government overreach, protected Second Amendment rights, and stood up for Washington's farmers and ranchers. In Congress, Amanda McKinney will fight to advance President Trump's agenda. That means securing the border, improving affordability by lowering everyday costs, and defending rural Washington. Amanda McKinney, America First, Central Washington always. Washington Rising is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Depression and anxiety can feel like a heavy, suffocating weight pulling you down. But there is hope. Neurostim TMS can help you regain your life. No medications, no drug-related side effects, just a proven solution covered by insurance. Our FDA-approved, non-invasive transcranial magnetic stimulation therapy targets the source of your symptoms. Neurostim works when medications fail and is the Northwest's leader in TMS, with over 250,000 successful treatments delivered. There is hope. Call today for a free consultation.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Grace first walked through these doors simply looking for a way to stay active and useful.
I came here and asked if I could volunteer, and they said sure. So I started, and I didn't know where to quit.
You are our Volunteers Count winner. You just won $1,000.
The age of 92 and still coming is just so inspirational. And I always tell her, I'm like, you're my goal.
To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the GelFlex grid, designed to relieve pressure and reduce pain, so you can end and start your day feeling refreshed. From quiet mornings to meaningful moments together. Because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day.
Shop Purple at Denver Mattress and discover deeper sleep. Plus 72 months, no interest. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect purple.
Dear winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota. Toyota has 25 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, more than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast is going to stay unbelievably dry over the next 7 days, at least for this time of the year and in this part of the country. And here's why. We have a couple high pressure centers over the western part of the United States, and these act as blockades for more active weather. So if these weren't here, then this cold front and this low pressure system would end up impacting us. But the high pressures are here, so this storm system is going to get sent around us. And that's really the pattern that we're going to have over the next 7 days, which is why we're going to continue to see very limited, if not zero, precip chances. But you can track hour by hour, day by day precip chances, not much to see there. But temperatures, wind gusts, all that by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Speaking of those precip chances, let's look at them over the next 7 days in Yakima. This is a pretty easy forecast because there are no chances for rainfall in Yakima over the next week. Very unusual. I just got to say it one more time. Very unusual for this time of the year. Also, the temperatures that we had at the beginning of this week, those were unusual for the middle of January. We got into the mid-60s for the Blue Foothills and the Lower Columbia Basin. That's like 15 to 20 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. But for today, noticeably colder out there. But that being said, we're still about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal in the Yakima Valley. That's going to place us in the mid 40s later today. And then after this, little gradual cool downs day to day. We're going to end up around 40 degrees for Saturday and beyond, which will place us around normal high temperatures for the middle and later portions of January. And those low temperatures, no real ebbs or flows here. We're going to keep it between 23 to 29 degrees, which is also fairly average. So here is 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 40s through Friday, then dropping into the upper 30s Saturday through Tuesday. In Yakima, mostly sunny with highs staying in the 40s. Can't rule out mornings of patchy fog. And then for Ellensburg, this is where fog has been the most persistent this week, and we're expecting that to continue. In Hermiston, highs in the 40s for the next few days, but dropping into the upper 30s Saturday and beyond. And finally, for Walla Walla, our unusually dry weather continues for the next week. We'll see if fog develops as this pattern continues. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, hacking your grocery bill.
I think these prices are literally so crazy.
It's an all too familiar sight at the register.
The price of things is starting to actually shock me so much.
Rising grocery prices putting a consistent strain on Americans' wallets. Overall, shoppers are paying 2.4% more for groceries than they were a year ago.
I don't think you guys are going to be ready for me to tell you how much I just spent on groceries and show you what I got.
Shoppers looking for ways to save are turning to popular grocery store brands for deals.
Grocery prices in 2025, in some, I would say, painful, frustrating, but the U.S. consumer has been impressively resilient.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert advice you need to save money in the grocery store. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow, and Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with your national headlines. We're learning that the 137 Venezuelans the U.S. illegally deported last year may never receive due process. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. government doesn't know where they are. That was his answer to a federal court's ruling from last month, which requires the Trump administration to find a way to give them due process. The issue is the migrants were not given an opportunity to challenge their deportations back in March. In addition to arguing they can't be located, Rubio also said granting them hearings would risk damage to foreign policy interests in Venezuela.
In your business headlines at 6:52 this morning, Microsoft is offering an olive branch to some consumers facing rising energy bills. It says it wants to pay electric rates high enough to mitigate the impact of its data centers. The company says it will work with regulators in order to do so. Microsoft also pledges to pitch in for related infrastructure changes. Data centers related to AI are increasing demand on the country's electrical grid. Experts say that reduces power supplies and can lead to higher prices for homeowners. Tech companies are under growing public and political pressure to rein in consumer energy bills. Now the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. First up, a group home for level 3 and higher registered sex offenders is set to open in Kennewick. It's already sparking outrage in the neighborhood. The facility will provide housing and treatment for sex offenders released from prison. It'll be monitored by state and local law enforcement. It'll be located at 5304 West 8th Avenue, and there'll be up to 5 people living there. District 8 lawmakers are calling for changes to state law to require more community notifications after they say families were left in the dark about this.
And the city of Sunnyside is welcoming new and familiar faces to City Council. Tom Dolan, Ramon Chavez, and Leticia Zasadi were sworn in at the first regular City Council meeting. Councilwoman Vicky Frosto took her oath and was officially appointed as the city's new mayor. Also, Julia Hart will now serve as the new deputy mayor.
Also in Sunnyside, City Council is officially in a hiring freeze, and it comes after passing the resolution for the first quarter of the fiscal year. There are some specific exceptions to the freeze, like existing positions that are currently filled but will need to be refilled during the freeze period. Also exempt includes animal control officers and the code enforcement officer. On March 23rd, City Council will relook at the hiring freeze.
And Governor Bob Ferguson delivered his State of the State address yesterday. He emphasized the need for improvements all across Washington. He also proposed a budget investment to address the housing crisis. He discussed what he called horrific challenges as federal ICE agents continue to enter the state. He said other top priorities include investing in infrastructure and making the state's tax system more fair.
And Grace Collective, a Pasco nonprofit that supports women rebuilding their lives, is expanding. It's turning its original downtown space into a coffee shop. The organization's operated out of the 2nd Avenue location for 5 years, and demand has grown. And a donor recently stepped in and purchased a second building debt-free. So this move will create more job training and opportunities for women in the program. The new space is expected to open this spring, and then Grace Cafe will launch shortly after.
Trending now this morning, say goodbye to the names London, Grady, and McKinley.
We are talking about a new list of baby names that have fallen out of favor.
Yeah, Baby Center follows how different names are trending. It says this year's names inspired by places are out, like Dallas and Malaysia.
And boy names ending in Y aren't in vogue anymore, like Huxley and Corey.
Unique spellings for traditional names are also out. The biggest drop for a girl's name was Charlie, spelled Charleigh.
And for boys, it was Killian, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Kylian, like Killian Murphy.
But spelled differently. I've not seen any of these names ever.
I want to throw out like the public service announcement of like, remember when you're naming your kids, it's one of the hardest things you were tasked with doing. But then you have to remember that like they're going to become adults also at some point. So that name that might be really cute when they're this,
don't set them up for them.
Yeah, no.
They got to live with it.
They have to live with it.
Yep.
And I mean, you're raising your children in hopes to be the next, world leaders, right? So,
and I say let's look up the meaning of the name too.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any of these names?
It's hard.
Huxley?
I feel like that one's more normal, but like Charlie with the spelling like that?
I will say, living in Utah for quite some time, there are a lot of
different
spelling names that take place there.
I do think
for
it's
sure.
unique. I don't know. It's cute.
It's also hard on their teachers, you guys.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
It is hard on those teachers.
If my dad was up here, he would say like, whatever happened to Bob,
Right? Yeah. But apparently Jessica is the new Karen, so maybe not that one.
You should work on that.
I go by Jess now. My name's Jeff. My name's Jess.
I just call her Jalal.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that one too. I don't want to be a Karen.
Get us out the door this morning.
All right, well, we have some very thick fog still in the Kittitas Valley. It's been trying to get into the Yakima Valley all morning long, and it's also trying to get into the lower Columbia Basin and the Blue Foothills, so just be vigilant for any patches of fog out there this morning. And in all likelihood, it will probably be freezing fog, as a lot of our temperatures are either at or below that freezing threshold of 32 degrees. Here's your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. Mostly sunny skies, highs getting into the mid-40s. We'll have 40s and 50s in general for lower elevations, about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, but about 10 degrees cooler in comparison to yesterday. Our weather just not doing much over the next 7 days, as we'll keep it dry. We'll have this foggy and stagnant pattern continue.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America's up next. We're back with your local news and weather tonight.
Have a great day.